Use your imagination. What do you want to do in the middle of the street? Piper knows what he's doing, and you'll see more on today's Go.
Coming up, outside, on stage, and underground with the Khatsahlano Street Party.
Of all the things I'd want to do standing in the middle of the street, juggle seems like a pretty good one.
The Britannia Mine Museum.
Here we have our modern mining exhibits. It's an opportunity for people to discover modern mining in context.
And the Peak Performance Project.
Welcome to Go Only on Chat TV. I'm Johanna Ward. I love this time of year. So many cool things to do and so many people out in the community to enjoy it. On today's show, we have a great mix of historical happenings and hot summer fun. Up first on our Cultus Lake Water Park Big Summer, 10 blocks and tens of thousands of people for Vancouver's biggest free music and arts festival.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, found online at cultus.com.
This street really means a lot to the city of Vancouver. It's got an incredible history, and it's a great retail street.
This street is West 4th in Kitts, playing host to the 4th annual Khatsahlano Street Party.
This event was created by the merchants of West 4th Avenue, and they came up with the idea to do a street festival where the merchants can come out of the stores and sort of celebrate this street.
That's not all that's being celebrated at this event. It's also about reclaiming the concrete.
Piper, of all the things I'd want to do standing in the middle of the street, juggle seems like a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. You know, it gets a lot of attention.
Is it a different vibe though to be able to stand like in the middle of the street, see that yellow line and get to do your thing, do your art?
Yeah, it's kind of fun, really. You know, because it's just everybody's walking everywhere, you know, and yeah, normally I'd get run over by a car if I was standing right here juggling, so.
Another street-level surprise, the Hard Rock Miners performing off the main stage. Over the 10 city blocks, you can hear 50 bands at 8 stages over 10 hours.
And one neat thing about this festival, it's all local. So all the performers here today are local.
The same goes for the street food scene.
40 food carts, how do I decide what to have for lunch?
How do you decide? I know that's the choice is overwhelming. And on top of the 40 food carts, there's another 20 restaurants, and there's 10 bars who've also extended onto the street. So we really have almost 60 different places for people to choose from for something to eat today.
That didn't help me make my decision.
I mean, you can't go wrong no matter what you choose.
The Khatsahlano Street Party is Vancouver's largest free music and arts festival, where free is interpreted in different ways.
I Brain Eater got invented way long ago in the early punk rock days as be the wildest band, the band that you'd never want your children to go see, you know, and stuff like this. But we would have fun and we would do this, and it would be our freedom against their rules when we were teenagers, and now it's still my freedom against the rules, and I'm all grown up now and I still love doing it.
We grow up?
No. Paint that out of the picture. No.
I'm liking those street smarts. And it seems, at least for today, the more than 100,000 attendees may agree.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, found online at cultus.com.
Another cool thing here at the Khatsahlano Street Party, a longboard skate jam. We're going to check out the sweetest downhill pavement a little later on today's show. Also, Paul McClellan is down here today, and he's going to take us on stage with the Peak Performance Project. But as I said at the beginning of today's show, we've got a great mix of hot summer fun and historical happenings. Up next, it's a trip back in time at the Britannia Mine Museum.
Imagine a time when these tools were new and when this mine was bustling with workers. When you tour the Britannia Mine Museum, you don't have to dream it, you can live it.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Heather.
Hi, thanks for having me to the
Oh, I'm
museum.
so excited that you came to visit.
I'm very excited. You guys are celebrating 110 years.
We are 110 years of discovery in Britannia Beach, and the museum has lots of activities for you to explore and our guests this summer.
First opened in 1904, it appears time is at a standstill at this authentic museum sprawling with history.
Well, this is the B.D. Lundin Visitor Center, and in this building we have a number of exhibits that put mining in context.
Tools of the trade help share what it was like to be a miner, some more hands-on than others.
Heather, in here we have our modern mining exhibits. It's an opportunity for people to discover modern mining in context.
It's an important first stop on your trip through time. This exhibit helps brighten the often dim subject.
The fact is if you don't grow it, you must mine it, and you cannot imagine a world without mining. And you just have to think about that for a moment to know that's true.
Once outside, you'll explore 18 buildings and historic sites in their original place. Each played a significant role in the operation of one of the largest copper-producing mines of the British Commonwealth in the 1920s and 30s. Heading into the conveyor shed, you'll discover a collection of 110 historic photos, a new exhibit to mark this year's milestone.
In 70 years of operation, the Britannia mine had 60,000 people that called it home, and so you can imagine there's lots of stories.
From there, we climb the stairs to the most popular attraction.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome. Here's your hard hats for the tour.
Very much.
Hard hats on, we're ready to go. We board the train and prepare to head deep into the mine.
Okay ladies, hard hats on at all times, hands and feet inside the train at all times, and please feel free to ask questions whenever you'd like.
Rolling through the authentic 1912 tunnel, it's chilly and damp. Signs of copper still in the walls. There's no doubt this is the real deal.
All right ladies, so that is the end of our train ride. If I could have you both exit to the right-hand side of the train.
The adventure far from over, we're guided to the drilling chamber where our interpreter explains tools used in the tunnel, complete with a loud demonstration.
In a 1 8-hour shift, they would be mandated to drill 30 to 35 holes. After they were done that, they would selectively fill these holes with dynamite, hop on the train, light the fuse, and hope that no one was left underground. All right, ladies, come on down. I'm going to be explaining this machine first and foremost.
The tour of the mine is expansive, complete with several different demonstrations. Nothing is left to the imagination. From there, you'll head indoors to explore what lies behind the walls of this famous 20-story structure.
All right, ladies, so welcome to mill number 3, an engineering masterpiece for its time, as you can see. So this building has a grand total of 376 stairs.
Catching a glimpse of what took place within this historic site, the experience is eye-opening and important to understand.
It's a part of our history that gives people insight into how province and country was built. It's a real authentic place.
As the museum celebrates 110 years, there's sure to be something for you to discover on your adventure through time. From the Britannia Mine Museum, I'm Heather Butts for Shaw TV.
The museum's hosting a bunch of special events and exhibits throughout the summer. You can check out their website for details. I love the Britannia Beach area. It's such a great place to visit. Also, lots to do in Squamish, and we want to hear from you about your favorite summer sea-to-sky picks and invite you to tweet us at GoVanTVShow.
Coming up, the 2014 contenders in the Peak Performance Project, the intelligent fibers of Firma Energy Wear, and more street party fun.
Hairstyling for Johanna Ward and the Go Vancouver reporters is provided by Aveda Institute, found online at avedainstitute.ca.
Welcome back to Go, down at the 4th annual Khatsahlano Street Party on West 4th. All kinds of stuff happening down here with all kinds of people. There's a family zone, a longboard skate jam that we're going to check out a little bit later. There's food, there's art, and of course there's music. 50 bands performing today, and among those, 12 are part of this year's Peak Performance Project, a chance for BC's indie artists to get their hands on a whole bunch of cash to kickstart their careers.
Welcome everyone to the Fortune Staff Club and the, announcement for the 2014 Peak Performance Project Top 12.
About 250 bands applied for the 2014 Peak Performance Project, a program where 1027 The Peak and Music BC train and reward 12 of BC's finest young independent music acts.
Tonight is really exciting because it is the very first time that we unleash the top 12 for the Peak Performance Project for 2014 to the world. And we're going to do it live on air, which is always fun.
For the lucky and talented 12 finalists, tonight begins a road through challenges, shows, a musical boot camp, and more that end with a November show at the Commodore for 3 of them. Not an easy path, but one that's worth it.
Everybody knows they're going to really get a crash course in everything you need to know about the music industry. They're going to have a chance of potentially winning $102,000, and they're going to meet all these cool people that have really helped their careers.
The Peak Performance Project puts people to the test. It demands focus and commitment, and in my case anyway, demanded that I kind of take responsibility for what I'm doing as an artist, and kind of posed me with that question, like, what am I doing? Like, and what is my point as a musician?
Let's go for the first group of our top 12 for the 2014 Peak Performance Project.
John Bryant, Miss Quincy and Showdown, Damn Fools, The Wild Romantics, Good for Grace, Altered by Mom, Derival.
It's been a dream of ours since we were incredibly young when the Peak Performance Project was first a thing. And to be a part of it is really a dream come true.
We found out they were announcing 4 an hour over like 3 hours or something crazy like that. And we're like, shoot, if we get announced last, we're gonna have to wait forever. But right off the bat, they were like from North Vancouver, and I went, oh no.
Well, I was in a bathtub when I found out, so I was trying to jump up and down, but it was kind of restricted by the size of the tub. So it looked a little something like this.
It took me like a few listens. I was like, that's my name, that's our name.
Not only was it my birthday, so I was already pretty pumped, but I was just blown away. I mean, there's so many talented people, you know, trying to get into this thing, and I'm just so honored and just ecstatic.
Khatsahlano Fest was the first chance for the bands to collect, share a stage, and attend an orientation where what all this means begins to sink in.
The amount of help the Peak gives out, the support they have for their artists, everything they offer is just incredible. And I'm really excited to see what we get into.
I'm excited for boot camp and kind of the knowledge we get to soak up from people who are experienced and seasoned in this industry.
I think this year is all about really just like going over the edge with all our stuff and what to do with all our new material.
I mean, you know, the prizes, all that is fun and great, but as we all know, the music usually isn't about the money. It's about finding something within that resonates with you and sharing that with people, and that's what we're excited about.
I just feel seriously grateful that we have this unbelievable program where we get to work with such incredible artists and just keep spreading this talent throughout the world, because really now we have 3 Peak Performance Project artists in the top 20 in the Canadian rock charts. So, like, that is a huge success, so I can't wait to see what these guys are going to do.
We'll get you updates right to the finale, and you can give all 12 bands a listen at bc.peakperformanceproject.com. In Kits, I'm Paul McClellan for Go Vancouver.
This is the first year that the Peak Performance Project has had 12 bands. Usually it's 20, but Alberta just kicked off their version. And all 24 acts are going to get together later this summer for a music industry boot camp. You know who else is going to be there? Paul McClellan with the Inside Scoop. You're watching Go from the Khatsahlano Street Party. One of the things that Kits is known for, the other thing it's known for, fabulous shopping. Now imagine this, you could wear an article of clothing and it could make you healthier. Yeah, Firma Energy Wear is made with a special intelligent fabric, and that idea was made right here in Vancouver.
For Vancouverites, athletic wear is a uniform in and out of the gym, and local designers are offering alternatives to big brands.
Well, I think what's great is that this market has really been dominated by a lot of really large retailers, and so what's great is that we have all these smaller retailers that are going into the market, but they take more of a fashion-forward approach.
Daubin Design is one of these brands.
What's great about Daubin Design is that they've added this really unique quality by hand tie-dyeing all their garments. There's nothing worse than going to a yoga studio and seeing someone wearing the exact same thing that you're wearing. So by tie-dyeing their garments, every single piece is going to be individual. So you and your friend can buy the same idea, but it's going to be represented a lot differently, and it's going to look differently on every person.
Our line is definitely focused on activewear, but a main component
for it is that you can also wear it out. This is one of my favorite pieces. It's our seamless underwear. It's really cute in terms of its cut and its fit, and also the fabric is thick enough that you can wear it as a bikini bottom, so it is multifunctional.
So there are some brands out there that are really embracing the technology and claiming that there's health benefits from actually wearing yoga wear,
including Firma Energy Wear.
It has bioactive minerals in it. When your body emits heat and the fabric, because of the bioactive crystals and minerals inside of it, emits far infrared energy back into the body. So it also helps regulate core body temperatures because it really helps in muscle recovery. For women, it helps with cellulite, helps just really get the skin looking more toned.
The yarn itself contains the minerals rather than it being a coating, meaning that the health benefits they are claiming can't be washed away in the laundry. And then there's Chickum, which adds small touches that take the line beyond the gym.
Little details like the flounce across the front of the bust is also great because you can walk out of the yoga studio but not look like you just walked out of a yoga studio.
Looks like Vancouverites have some choices to make. I'm Erin Shaw for Go Style.
If you do yoga in this town, you've probably taken a class from or at least heard of the one and only Will Blunderfield. He recently became a Firma Energy Wear ambassador, and you can check out their Facebook page to get his thoughts on the clothing. Also, if you want to see more from the local fashion scene, including one-of-a-kinds from right here on West 4th, like Nicole Bridger and Two of Hearts, check out our YouTube channel. That's Go Vancouver on Shaw TV.
Coming up, the Land Yachts Longboard Skate Jam, and a long look at Chinese-Canadian culture. You're watching Go.
Bob Dale Gloves, built for construction, built for performance. BobDaleGloves.com.
Welcome back to Go Vancouver at the Khatsahlano Street Party. Pretty nice they shut down the street for you guys to play.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, look at this. We got a good crowd. We got a nice, safe environment to skate in, and everyone's got smiles on, so it's good.
So fun. Adam from Land Yachts, you guys were here last year at the festival. You've got your demo team here, and then just a chance for the community to get involved.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about spreading the stoke and touching different parts of the community that aren't really aware of what we actually take part in around the world or here in Vancouver.
Pretty cool. I mean, it's hard to imagine that longboarding takes you all over the world.
It does. It touches so many corners of this earth, and there's so many talented crew in different parts of the world that unfortunately don't have the media nor the advertising to sort of get themselves out there. But with our skate and explore tours and stuff like that, we get to go to these parts of the world, and hey, we get to touch these people, they get to touch us, and it's just like, well, thank you.
And they're not touching the pavement. Okay, tell me just briefly about this course. It looks steep to me, but I'm guessing for stuff that you do, maybe not.
Well, it's a pretty basic gradient. I mean, it's steep enough to have fun. I mean, all these ramps are built by the guys at Land Yachts, and we tell all the kids, it's mandatory that helmets and safety pads are worn. It's super safe.
So you're not the renegade rock stars we all think you are?
Yeah, we are.
You are. All about balance on today's show, and not just on board a longboard. As we said at the beginning of Go, we have a mix of local wows and local wisdom. Up next, Tim Chung introduces us to the unique way that Chinese Canadians keep track of their past and their connections with each other.
This is my grandfather Zheng Yanlen and his grandfather Zheng Suiting. Other than what they look like as seen in these old photos, I don't know much about them. My grandfather died when my dad was only 2, and my family rarely spoke about them. Over the years, due to immigration, separation, and poor translation, the history of my family has essentially been forgotten, and unfortunately, it's the same story with many other Asian Canadians.
I mean, Canada's very colonial, and its point of view is like that. So a lot of these groups have never been documented properly.
But that doesn't mean those histories are lost. You just have to dig a little deeper. Here at the offices of Rice Paper Magazine, genealogical researcher Mei Yan is helping me do just that. And it all starts with my family name.
the Chinese name is very, very important when it comes to searching your family history. Because when Chinese first came to Canada or even went to the United States, the record system is so different, and the writing is so different, and the sounding is so different. So many variations.
So it's crucial to know your family's Chinese character. Mine is written like this. You can also search for the character using the English translation. Once you've confirmed it, do a simple Google search.
Paste your Chinese character next to your English translation in there. And that's when you come up with more results. And then from there, you can basically find out if you have any clans in China or elsewhere, overseas or even local.
And according to Google, my ancestral home, the origin of my family clan, is not in Hong Kong as I initially thought. It's in Xintang, a village in Guangdong province in China. Well, at least it used to be a village.
This is a city. It's very fully developed.
Yeah. And May says the Chung Ancestral Hall, similar to the one seen here, probably still exists in Xintang, and finding it is the next step that I hope to embark on one day. For many third, fourth, and fifth generation Chinese Canadians, the search is much more difficult. Many early settlers either didn't have or didn't keep immigration papers, which is why early documentation is so crucial for future generations.
It's very important because for the second, third, and fourth generation to come, for those generations that actually have a history that belongs to them. So the First Family, First Story project is based on this idea of helping them develop and interviewing and finding out the first families, talking to them, and talk about the legacy of these families that have been here. Some of them done great things, remarkable things.
Like Larry Kwong from Vernon, BC, who in 1947 was the first Chinese to play in the NHL. Today, he's an inspirational member of the Chinese Canadian community.
Outside the Aboriginal natives here, we're all immigrants. And somehow you have to reckon with that part of yourself. But you have a distinct history that's a part of the whole fabric. And if you don't find out what that is and say, this is our part of it, how can you establish your identity?
And that's what it's all about, identity. And thanks to these two, today I've discovered a little more about my own. I'm Tim Chung in Vancouver for Go Vancouver.
Tim Chung wears many hats here on Sha TV. He's a VJ and reporter here on Go, covering the multicultural scene and the local real estate scene. He's also the host of SMC, that Sha Multicultural channel.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, found online at cultus.com.
Isn't it fun getting close to nature? Well, maybe not too close.
Oh, you weasel.
Yeah, you weasel. That wasn't meant for you. That was meant for these chubby seals. We like seals. In fact, if you really like seals, thanks to the new underwater cameras here at Victoria's Fisherman's Wharf, you can watch seals from your home or office.
It's amazing the feedback we've been getting literally from all over the world. People going, oh, we miss Victoria. It's so nice to see the seals. We'll come back soon.
The seal cams were set up by Eagle Wing Tours.
To share it with people all over the world, we've got a following of thousands of people through our whale watching operation here at Fisherman's Wharf. And we thought to think out of the box, how can we continue to inspire them and keep them engaged with nature here in the Salish Sea, or i.e. Victoria Inner Harbor.
For us lucky folk who live here year-round, watching a seal may not seem very exotic. But to our landlocked friends,
it's kind of nice, you know, there's not a lot of whale watching in the prairies. Not a lot of harbor seals swimming around in the prairies or other parts of the world where the ocean is just such an unfathomable thing. That if you can bring that into their computer.
The seal cams are also a friendly reminder that what we do above the water has a life-altering impact on the creatures living below the water.
Be mindful of what we do on a daily basis. Everything is affected by our own actions. It might be as simple as throwing a cigarette butt out the window of a car driving the highway, or a piece of rubbish, pick it up. But we do an Earth Day garbage showdown every year with a variety of different businesses here in Victoria in April to celebrate Earth Day. And last year, in 1 hour, Eagle Wing Tours picked up 12,000 pieces of garbage in an hour along the Victoria waterfront. And I hate to say it, but the majority of them were cigarette butts. Cigarette butts don't biodegrade very well. So they're often in the ecosystem for years and years. Hopefully that webcam just kind of helps bridge that connection between daily life and what lives in the ocean. And it's fun too. Shoot, you just never know. It's addicting. You just never know what you're going to see.
Go to eaglewingtours.com. Under Gallery, you'll find a link to the seal camp. For Big Summer in Victoria, BC, I'm Dan Kahn.
Oh, you weasel.
Cultus Lake Water Park's Big Summer is brought to you by Cultus Lake Water Park, found online at cultus.com.
Richmond's third annual Midsummer Arts Dream 2D exhibition features over 60 works of art and photography. All visitors will also have an opportunity to vote for their favorite work in both art and photography categories. Joan Baez, Amos Lee, Born Ruffians, Ozo Matley, and many more of the world's finest folk, world, and roots music artists perform this weekend at the 37th annual Vancouver Folk Music Festival. It's the inaugural year for the Surrey Night Market, an open-air event for local residents to sell and consume a variety of local foods, services, and performances. Every night, local bands, singers, and dancers will get an opportunity to perform on the stage.
If you have events you'd like us to help promote, you're welcome to post them directly to our Facebook page. That's Go Vancouver TV Show. That's it for today's Go from the 4th Annual Khatsahlano Street Party, founded and created with love by the Kitts Westforth Business Association. Now, this is over for 2014. Lots more festivals still to come, including Folk Fest. We're going to be there on Saturday. Hope to see you there as well. I'm Johanna. Thanks for watching.